Year, what is good, chat? What is good? Special edition of the ZBet stream tonight. We are joined by a friend of ours, a big time supporter, longtime friend, one of the first people we met in Zed, really that came into our Discord every night and hung out with us. Emery is here, aka GoldenGlowmaster. Tom Teasy is here. Emery, our guest. How are we doing tonight?
I'm all right. Just happy to be here. First time I got to come over here and physically blow the horns in the chat like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whoa, someone clip that. Someone clip that. Awesome, man. Awesome. Glad to have you on. Glad to dive into this Digital Breeders' Cup. I want to make sure everyone in our community is aware of this. I'm going to be participating in it. I'm going to be buying a token here live on stream. His mic needs to turn up. All right, hold on one second. Let me turn you up, Emery. Let me turn you up. My bad.
I might have been a little bit far from the mic as well when I blew the horns.
Yeah. Let me know, chat. Let me know if that's better. One's in chat if that's better. One's in chat. Yep, okay. Better. Okay. All right, we're good to go. All right, so sweet. Welcome everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Jungle Pony Cause, Nisa Reed, FPS. I see y'all. Jensol, appreciate the love. Blazer, PB NFTs, Dirty J. All right, so let's dig into it. Let's just ask the obvious question. What is the Digital Breeders' Cup?
The Digital Breeders' Cup is, first and foremost, it's a celebration of the 1-year anniversary of racing on Zed's platform. A lot of people don't know, but Zed started racing as we know it December 2nd of last year. December 2nd of last year. And so the other half, that's the first half of it, is celebration of racing. The second half of it is as a community to try to crack breeding. Because right now, nobody really knows what the hell they're talking about. We have people that are more successful than others, but nobody truly has cracked breeding. So as a community, I feel like we could put together a tournament and everybody could breed for a purpose to try to breed the best overall horse that they can possibly breed.
Right. No, I like that. I think that's a really good idea because, like you said, I don't think anyone's cracked breeding. Who knows if anyone ever will crack breeding? I mean, obviously, we got people like Dan Chen in the community who have been successful and have a tool, and people seem to like the tool and like the information from it. But I mean, a lot of us, other small time stables, we don't really, we're still trying different stuff. I mean, how many conversations have we had in our Discord about, let's try this, I want to try this, I want to try this. So I think that's a really dope idea and a way to kind of push a community forward, to really try and figure out the best breeding strategy to go deep in one of these tournaments. So first things first, I want you guys to go drop a follow on the Twitter account. This is going to be your go-to place for information about this tournament. What day does the tournament start, Emery?
The tournament starts on December 2nd. You can buy a token now. You won't have to register to. The registration will start, which is a Google document, which will be put on the Twitter page, but it will start on the 21st, and it'll last to the 30th or the 29th. I think the 30th is how long it'll last to. So you can buy a token like 11/29 or 11/30, and then which is November 30th or November 29th, and then figure out which horse you want to run. But I always this is the strategy I suggested is because you get a chance to run your horse 10 times, figure out exactly which horse you want to run, and then buy the token for that horse if you have enough horses. If you have a horse that you bred 6 months ago, as long as you bred it, you can enter it into the Digital Breeders' Cup as long as it has under 10 races.
Got it. Okay, so tokens are on sale now. Registration is going to open the last week in November, and then the cutoff to buy the token and register will be like 29th or 30th, basically till the end of the month, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to highlight that. There's plenty of time to get involved in this, and you bring up a good point. Let's talk about that stipulation. The horse has to have under 10 races lifetime, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good.
under 10, 9 paid races and one and the Griffey, which would make 10 races total.
Right, right. Okay, a total all in 10 races or less. You could have 9 paid, one with which would be the Griffey. So perfect. A lot of us have horses in our stable that we raced 5 or 6 times and maybe we parked it, right? Maybe they're just sitting there chilling. So might be a good time to revisit that. Go take a deep dive at your stable and say, hey, well, I had this horse and in 9 races, and who knows, maybe I'll give it a shot, right?
Especially with the changes to the class system with the points and everything as well. Your horse, look at the environment and see what changes occur, and you might be able to have a horse that like you've raced a couple times and it was in class 5, and then all these gun horses get pushed out of class 5, and so you would have a shot of making the head-to-head portion of the tournament.
Right. We're gonna dig into it. Quick question from the chat. CLP wants to know, how many Jennies do you got, Emery?
I had 2 and I ended up selling them.
Did you?
Yeah, I sold them to improve my stable.
Right. Okay. No worries. All right, let's so yeah, I'm going to drop this link one more time. Make sure you're staying in touch with this Twitter account. Go drop a follow, show Emery some love. This is going to be the go-to spot to find information, updates. I'm sure as the tournament is progressing, there's going to be posts here about who's doing what in the tournament. So I know you have a document here to go through some of the rules. So I pulled that up. I made it super big here on the screen. Let's take a look at this bracket. I want you to kind of break it down for us, for the people in chat, exactly how this bracket works, what I'm looking at here, and how the tournament's going to run.
Okay, so what you're looking at is the second half of the tournament. We're gonna, as many horses enter, we're gonna keep breaking it down into halves or into slices until we get down to what will be essentially a Sweet 16 format, but in essence an Elite 8 or a Final 4. I believe it's a Final 4 for each breeders bracket.
Right. So let's rewind. Let's rewind real quick. How do we? When the tournament starts, how is it going to work point wise to get us to this final bracket?
Okay, so it's 10 races in 2 days, and it's going to calculate the last 10 races. And the horses with the highest amount of points move on. The horses with the least amount of points are out of the tournament. But don't be discouraged, because it's a 1 point difference from 12th all the way to first, meaning 12 has 1, 11 has 2, 10 has 3. So you're always going to be gaining points no matter what. You're not going to lose points. And so after it splits down and keeps splitting down till we get the final 4 of each breed type, that's when the head-to-head portion of the bracket begins.
Right. So it's going to be 2 days of racing starting December the 2nd, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's the main thing you guys need to know is December 2nd. That's when it starts. That's when you need to get your 10 races in. It's 10 races per day, right?
No, in 2 days.
Oh, okay. Have to get 10 races. Gotcha. Okay, good. All right, cool. So here's a little point breakdown here. Points per finish. Like Emery said, there's no losing points in this. It starts in last place. You'll get 1 point, and then it's just a simple format all the way up to first place, getting 12 points for a first place finish. Let's see. So there's going to be this tournament's kind of broken out based on the breed line and the blood type. Do you want to kind of talk about that and how that works?
Well, in essence, it's 9 separate tournaments where the winners face off.
Okay, awesome. So each tournament is going to be, say, a legendary Buterin tournament, a legendary Zabo tournament, a legendary Finney, a legendary Nakamoto tournament, right? And so they'll be pulled with those same breed lines and blood types, and then we're taking the overall. Is it overall first gets into the bracket?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great. So it's broken down like that. And that is for the legendary line and then the exclusive line, right? So those are going to be basically, Nakamoto, Zabo, Finney and Buterin, on the legendary and the exclusive bloodline, and then we'll take the winner from all of those separate pools, and then we're going to feed them into this bracket, right?
Yes. So it's what happens is what you're looking at is a bracket for how the tournament. It's like I'm pointing with my hands. Sorry. The Buterin Legendary, like if you go up in the top left corner, like that's showing that specific bracket, right? You have 4 horses. So when it gets down to the final 4 of the Buterin Legendary, um, the payouts, it'll be easier for me to speak on the payouts, right? So you have four. One plays 2, or excuse me, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They play, and then what will happen is one will play 2, or one will play the winner, and then the 2 losers play each other, just to separate the winnings. Because first, second, third, and fourth all get a payout in each tournament.
Got
The
you.
winner though moves on. The winner, if it's the legendary, moves on to face the winner of the exclusive. So it will determine the bet if the Buterin exclusive or the Buterin legendary is better, and then he goes on to face the best Finny. Same exact circumstance. Best legendary faces off against the best exclusive. They move on to face the Buterin. On the opposite side, the best Nakamoto, whether it's the legendary or the exclusive, faces off against the best Zabo, whether it's legendary or exclusive. And then the winners of the Finny Zabo, or excuse me, Finny Buterin and the Zabo Nakamoto face off.
Right. Okay, and that's going to be like a grand final, right?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
the grand final, like the best in show is there's another tournament going on, which is the Elite Cross Pacer tournament. And so the best Elite Cross R Pacer gets a chance to face off against the best Legendary R exclusive.
Okay, great. So we've touched on kind of the legendary and the exclusive portion of the tournament. Let's touch on that lower tiered tournament and how exactly that works. Break that down for us.
Okay, so the Elite Cross Pacer isn't separated by bloodline. It's just separated, like there's a separate buy-in because Nakamoto Elites are perceived to be stronger than, let's say, a Nakamoto Cross or a Buterin Cross or a Pacer Cross or whatever, and they're also perceived to be stronger than Zabo Elites. And so there's a little bit higher pay-in there because we tiered the pay-in structure based off of the breeds themselves, but they still get to face off against Buterin Elites. That Buterin's, like, just because you have a Buterin Elite doesn't mean you can't face off, because it doesn't have to be a pure bloodline. Like you could have a Z11, I think, or Z10 might be the lowest Buterin Elite you could get, and so that's in the tournament as well, if that's what somebody chooses to put into the tournament. And so it's just going to be a tournament of all the bloodlines, but it's the lowest buy-in. But I expect that's going to be the biggest tournament, the bigger tournament that's going on simultaneously. And that winner, it's going to be best in show. That winner gets to face off against the winner of the legendary and exclusive tournament that's separated by bloodline.
Got you. And that'll be like a head to head, just those two champions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, when you get to this bracket right here, it's when you get to the bracket, the final 4 of each bloodline, it's all head to head. So if you have a distance horse, you might face off against a sprinter. And so I'm going to be setting up a Discord when we get down to this final 4, and because of the way the registration form is set up, I'm trying to keep people in the same regions and match them up against each other. And then we will it's going to be 5 races against the opponent, and it will be, you get to pick 2 distances, your opponent gets to pick 2 distances, and then the organizers will pick a distance that neither one of you are good at, and it's going to be best of 3.
Right.
Best of 3 out of 5 gets to move on.
Got you. Okay, great. So let me quickly scroll down here, make sure there's nothing I missed. I want to drop this link. This is a public link this Google Doc, right, Emery?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. I'm going to drop that in the chat, guys. Go ahead and toss that in your bookmarks, save it in case you need to reference it later. Again, for those of you just tuning in, I would go drop a follow on the Digital Breeders' Cup official Twitter account. They're going to be posting updates there as well. And then walk me through the token. I have the token page up here. What do I need to know when I look at this token page?
The only thing you need to know is what horse you want to run in the tournament.
Okay.
And that longtime follower of your show as well as my show, Darside Supercoats, did the artwork as well for the tokens.
Right. Okay. Cool. So with my stable, I already know exactly what I'm going for. I'm gonna breed 2 exclusive Buterins for this. That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase 2 of these tokens. Let me click on this one right here. So this is the exclusive Buterin token. Oh, cool. You can spin it around.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's what I do. Like, it's like the dopest thing I think in there is that you get to spin it. Like, you can play with the coin.
Right. Cool, man. Shout out to Darside. Darside did this, right? The coins?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
The coins and the background art for the Digital Breeders' Cup. When you get to the zombie site, it's going to it is a Van Gogh. It's its own exclusive Van Gogh tee from with Darside Supercoats is calling the Novus Earth collection.
Right.
So
cool. And so yeah, that's another important thing to touch on as far as tracking leaderboards. We're going to be using zombie.racing's platform to see where we stand in this tournament, right?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to sign this message here. Wait for this to process.
And if you go back to the token page, the great thing Darside did was he separated the color scheme based off of the class system.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Like green is class 4.
Right.
Purple is what, class 3?
Right.
Or no, purple's class 1. Brown's class 2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have any horses that high. And the black is like the class 1.
Right. Awesome.
Excuse me, class 5. Sorry.
Awesome. So yeah, I know what I'm breeding for this. Exclusive Buterins. I have a ton of exclusive females that I've built up. So I plan to breed back into a Genesis for this. If you guys got a good Genesis breeder, hit me up, let me know. And yeah, I think we're good. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, obviously, streamers like myself, other content creators are going to be watching these races, so feel free to pop into chat on the night we're streaming, and we'll be able to watch the races. But is there anything else we really need to know about the inaugural Digital Breeders' Cup?
Well, I would just say breed with purpose. Think about what you're going to breed, how you're going to breed it. There are 3 prevailing theories. The XYZ theory is breed to the highest ability horse, Genesis horse. The Dan Chan is breed with the horse that has bred the best horses. ZG, which a lot of people want away from, is breed into specific bloodlines and try to inbreed into the bloodline. And so just if you have your own specific breeding theory, stick with it and check it out. And when these free races go off next week, I believe the ZED tournament starts on 11/17. You could probably test your horses out then. There may not be a lot of owners in the collection at this moment. It's because people are waiting for their breeding and to test their horses. And so since there's a free tournament going on, if you do have unraced horses that you want to race and enter them in the tournament, test them out first, just so you don't feel like you don't have a shot of winning. Everybody should feel like they have a shot of winning. And so make sure you really do your due diligence on the horse.
Right. As far as this being a Breeders' Cup, there is a stipulation on where the horse comes from. You can't just go out and buy a horse. Is that right?
Yes, you have to have bred the horse on your own.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter. You could have bred the horse back in December if you're a longtime Zed guy, or you could have bred the horse. You could breed the horse like on the 29th.
Right. Okay, cool. I just want to make that distinction clear. We are looking for, this is a breeders' cup, this is to figure out, who's got a good breeding theory, who's successful at breeding. This isn't about just going and finding a good racer that had 8 races or something like that. You have to have bred it yourself. Leaderboards and all that stuff will be on zombie.racing. Big shout out to Zombie providing the platform to track all this stuff, and shout out to you, Emery, man. We've been talking about this for quite a while. I'm glad to see it finally arrive and come to fruition. Doing these tournaments and doing big events, it's not easy, but it's awesome, and you've put in the work, and a lot of other great content creators have been involved kind of behind the scenes on this stuff. So I just want to say, man, shout out to you. I can't wait to participate. One more time, I just want to say it. Tokens are on sale now. You will need to register by the end of the month. Registration will open that last week of November, so you still have time to go and catch your breed and run a couple races to try and figure it out. But 10 races maximum. You have to have bred it. You need the correct token to match the horse, and the tournament's going to start on December the 2nd. All right. Awesome, man. Emery, thank you so much for joining us. Tommy, any questions before I send Emery off?
No, I do not. I think you guys covered everything.
Cool. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, Emery, thank you for joining us. You're a huge supporter of ours. We really appreciate everything you do. Check out GoldenGlowmaster on Twitch. He's been streaming in the mornings pretty much by the time I'm going to bed. I hate to say it, but sometimes when I'm in bed about to fall asleep, I see him say, I'm doing horse evaluation. So it's a great time. It's a great morning stream. It's great for the Australian audience that you're streaming at that time slot. And thanks again for joining us, man. We're going to go hop over to ZED Bets. Appreciate it, Emery.
Thank you. Have a good time, everyone.
All right. Cheers.